DECONSTRUCTION.
What's up, everybody? It's Hardy Construction. You can find us at hardyconstruction.tumblr.com, youtube.com/hardyconstruction, as well as facebook.com/the-hardyconstruction with your host Comp and
PRND2L.
And this is the Queefing Dead. I already know what you did by looking out your car window. What are we covering today?
We're doing the wrap-up of Season 5, Walking Dead, episodes 11 through 16.
Yes, the second half of the Walking Dead Season 5, which has been a lot better than I expected with these series. They really brought up their game this time.
Yeah.
What do you think
this is
so
the
far?
best season, in my opinion.
So what do you think about this season so far with conflicts and characters? What's going on with this?
They're
Actually,
really
give us a little recap of what's
making
happening.
good use of all these new characters, in my opinion, and they're following the comics like a lot more, which is awesome.
Which is weird because I asked somebody, I was like, what do you think they're doing differently in the series that makes it a lot better than the last season? Because the first half of Season 5, I think, it all led with, like, what the fuck happened in the first season? The first half of Season 5?
They went to Terminus, and
Right.
Beth was in that weird fucking, whatever, that little community where she was held hostage and met Noah and everything. Yeah, like, I would say the season started off really strong, the middle was kind of boring, and then it ended really strong.
Yeah, they did a lot well. After Beth died, it seemed the show got better, so F you,
Yeah.
Beth. Goodbye.
And they were doing a lot of focusing on, like, individual character episodes, like,
right.
you know, where they were separated, and it's like Daryl and Beth, and Tyrese had, like, a whole episode with,
His death
what's-her-face,
right.
and Carol, right? Yeah.
So let's individually go through some of the characters and what they went through this season. Andrew Lincoln as Rick Grimes. What has happened to him so far?
He, starting from episode 11?
Whatever.
Are we talking-
What
are we
do you
talking the
think?
whole
How do you
season?
think he's gone so far in this season?
Oh, he's, I like him a lot better this season. He's not being a big baby this season at all. And, he is maturing as a leader and is a super badass.
What do you
That's
mean
kind of-
maturing? It's just that he's like, I can't take anybody else's shit, and he seems he's very gung ho about not second
He
questioning.
really
anything,
hates. He really just like is very, very, very like on top of everything, but in a good way. Like maybe a little paranoid, but that's
which is
good.
weird because the show is now following the comics a little bit more closely. But I can't just the way Rick is now, because Rick in the show, I don't think he's never been like that in the comic. I think. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, in the comic, he's more of a goody-goody kind of thing.
He is a little bit of goody-goody. Because I can't, for the life... In the comic book itself, it's not really a big spoiler, but he's at a point now in the comic series, I think it's up to issue 168 or something now, or 138, or something like that,
I'm kind of behind at this point.
where Rick... Yeah, you're like 38 issues behind or something like that. Where in the comic, he's decided to no longer kill people. This is in the comic. So I can't put that together with Rick in this show, because Rick's ready to kill anybody in this. He's in Alexandria.
But he's becoming, he's still a good person, though. He never loses that.
Yeah, he's just trying to protect his friends and his family. That's basically what it is. I like what they did.
In like a crazy way.
It's
That's
bizarre how much shaving a beard off will make him look like first season Rick, where he's like a young boy. He's a very young looking man.
right.
And he does become obsessed, I guess, sexually. And I don't blame him with Alexa Breckenridge's character.
She is super hot.
She is the maid from American Horror Story. Oh, I've never seen a hotter chick on TV, like, recently, since that lady from Mad Men, that redhead chick. I guess it's a redhead thing on TV. But
That Pete doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah,
he's trying to tenderize
I don't think he was hitting her with his fist. I believe he was hitting her with his penis. He was just, like, smacking
Oh,
her around.
right.
And
it was
some
a
of
rough
the kids,
blowjob.
he just probably has 10-foot penis, and the kids ran into the room, and he just hit them too by mistake, and that's why the kids were afraid, because they're like, Mommy, Dad's got a snake in his pants, and that's what they got scared of. Remember, people, don't hit people. It's very wrong. Anyway,
It is wrong.
So she's Jesse Anderson. In the comic book, Jesse Anderson's a little bit different, that she actually loves her husband, and she doesn't give Rick an easy out, like in the show. Because,
I remember
Rick
Pete is actually not always bad. Like, he became bad after the apocalypse, basically. Like, he went crazy
and
in the
Rick
comic,
is like...
but in this, like, I guess he was always kind of an alcoholic asshole.
So now Rick has become well, who's the guy? He's become the Shane, because he wants to fuck some guy's wife and kill the husband. So there you go.
Yeah,
And
but at least
got
the
that
guy
from
he killed
online.
was a bad guy and not just, like...
That's what I was talking to I was talking to somebody about this. I was like, what do you think they're doing differently? And I think it's because the main characters are almost becoming the bad guys, almost like how
comparing, I like the idea of how they threw them in this like very hoity-toity like congresswoman society, and you get to see like these like basically like savages versus like all like people who have cocktail parties.
Yeah, right.
And they did some stuff in there that I was happy they did, like except they changed it to Sasha instead of Michonne, where they had like this is what you worry about or whatever, like when she was like freaking out because they're asking her about like fucking dinner parties shit.
It
like
seems
that was
like
actually Michonne who got angry about that, I believe.
Right, it seems only like if you're a black character on this show, you have to be a killing machine to survive. You can't
and
be
Sasha
anything
really
else.
annoys me, but I ended up liking her towards the
Yeah,
end.
cause it's weird because Sasha has such a beautiful face, so when she like goes crazy, like it's really expressive. So I'm like, what the hell's wrong with
when
Sasha?
she started having sexual intercourse with the zombies and that little orgy
Oh
pile
my god,
she made.
she was just sitting on it, rubbing on her. She does. At least they did hint back to the comic book because Sasha originally did try to commit suicide with her boyfriend in the comic.
Is Sasha
books.
even in it? I didn't remember her being.
Wasn't
in
Sasha? Oh, Sasha. No. Sasha is a version of Tyrese's daughter. That's what I'm thinking. Because remember, Tyrese had a daughter and she was dating a guy. I always mix up Sasha.
Well, in this,
as
she's
being
a
Tyrese's
sister, and
daughter.
I don't even think he had a sister in the comic.
Yeah. So they just kind of switched it up, I guess, to make it. I don't know. They just fucked Tyrese's character up really bad.
They really, yeah, but I didn't mind. I like the TV
I think
character.
what they're
He's
doing.
just
I like
separate
Tyrese,
completely.
but he was kind of useless because I think honestly what I think now after the season finale, Morgan is going to become what Tyrese was in the comic. Which
Morgan
is
like, just fucking amazing.
Morgan's
like,
awesome.
I don't remember where they went with him in the comic so much because it really has been a long time. I need to like reread them or something.
Morgan,
but...
I can still say is like the best actor of the series. Like he really still is. Whenever Morgan was on the show, he still was always the best actor in the show. Like even though I remember him. You know what I mean? The only thing that I thought was bullshit is now he has karate powers where he's like. I mean,
same thing with Michonne. She was just a lawyer, and she learned how to...
Yeah, I understand that, but Morgan wasn't doing karate when he left. Like, who taught... Did he, like, find some kind of old Asian man in the streets?
He's practicing 24 hours a day on zombies.
From what? He was watching Jackie Chan movies? What the fuck was he doing? At least...
I think that might have been, like, a...
Michonne used to
ode
fence.
to World War Z, too. There's a
Japanese it was.
guy
Michonne used to do fencing, so that makes sense, but, like... All of a sudden, Morgan knows karate powers, and he's like he watched like Kung Fu Panda over and over and knew how to do karate. All of a sudden,
he had a generator hooked up to Kung Fu Panda,
like the Matrix, and he was like, "Whoa!" Whatever he saw, but he's great, and I think he will become what Tyrese was in the comic because Tyrese was always like, "Rick, why are you killing people?" And then Rick would be like, "Why are you killing people?" You know, the same shit.
Yeah, they always had like a fucking butting heads.
Daryl Dixon hanging out with the two guys. Who's the new guy?
Eric and Aaron. Right?
Aaron is the gay character that everybody was. I guess the assholes on Twitter were vomiting because they saw him have a same-sex kiss with his boyfriend.
He's awesome. That character. I love him.
Aaron's great.
Like,
he's such a nice guy.
The actor playing him is like it's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah, he's actually really perfect. He looked different in the comic book. They had more coiffed hair. Like they kind of look like Siegfried and Roy in the comic, but they made it more realistic. That boyfriend certainly looks like Siegfried and Roy, though. Yeah, he's cool. I was just waiting for the two of them to start giving Daryl a back rub inside the dinner room. That would have been a lot better.
Right.
But
and I like that Daryl is. I mean, because Daryl isn't even a real character in the comic, so I like that he's taking Eric's place and shit. That's cool.
Yeah.
And like.
Glenn makes it out alive in the season finale. We're not.
Yeah, but we don't know. I mean, he could have been bit, but I don't think he was.
Oh, you don't think he was? Oh, you think he might have? There might be the. Okay, could be.
I mean, you know what? My mom was speculating on that a little bit, and it was like, oh, maybe. Like, I don't know. I mean, there's no way to know, but I feel like they wouldn't leave something like that unsaid for an entire season, you know?
So they have the Wolves. I guess they're called the Wolf Pack, or I hope they're called the Wolves and not the Wolf Pack. Cause then
and are they from the comic? I don't remember them.
I think the Wolves are based on this this group of. It seems like it's an amalgamation of something, because I don't think they were called Wolves.
Or whatever his name is, Negan?
Negan, yeah. Negan was this guy who's a leader of a bunch of people, but I don't think he ever called them Wolves, and I certainly don't remember them having W's on their head. But it's an interesting thing that they're doing, that they're fighting a more put-together group of people than...
Well, what's going to happen is there's going to be a fucking war. That's how it's going to start.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
The comic book had like 20 issues or so dealing with just that. Maggie dealing with... Maggie's was all right, I guess. She kind of got over her sister a little bit. Chandler Rick as Carl Grimes, always a terrible actor. He finds love.
Who's a terrible actor?
Carl.
He wasn't bad. No, you know what? I actually liked him in this season.
Is that
because
they
kept him fucking not as annoying.
He could have been boning her inside that tree, but he decided not to. Carol is awesome.
It would have been pretty hot to bone somebody as the zombies are walking past.
Yeah, right? And then just shooting loads on the zombie and they slip on the floor.
I do like, though, how they're getting into, like, the post-traumatic stress disorder thing. Like, of all of them, they're all so fucked up.
Yeah, Carol is great as an undercover psychopath where she's threatening children. And
she's awesome. I love her.
She's great. Yeah, who else are we dealing with? The husband, Paul, who's abusive, whatever. He's dead now.
Pete.
Is it Pete? Yeah, Pete. Sorry, Pete.
Yeah, Pete.
What other characters did we deal with really quickly here? Eugene Porter. I love that guy's haircut. First, I was like, he looks like an asshole. He's still a little bit too robotic, and I think they're trying to be funny with his character, but I don't find them funny. I just find him like incredibly strange. And
he's supposed to be just like this fucking weird autistic guy kind of thing. They're
not using this guy to his complete usefulness. Who's the asshole with the red hair?
Abraham.
Yeah, Abraham was a lot more... Abraham was a replacement for Tyrese, just like Tyrese was a replacement for Shane, kind of having the second big guy, but it seems like they're not using... They don't use those characters.
Well, Shane in the comic, isn't it for like one issue?
Right, Shane, but like in the comic book wise, yeah, you're right. But Shane is gone, so fuck him. And Abraham is kind of being useless, and he's just kind of standing there.
I kind of like Abraham in this show. I think he's good.
I don't get anything out of him. Knowing that I know from the comic book.
What he did with the taking over the construction crew, I remember that from the comic.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
and I think that's
he's going to be an important character.
I believe that's a hint towards that girl that he has a relationship with. Remember that woman?
Yeah, right. Yeah, doesn't
he
like cheat on what's her face?
With?
Oh, sorry, spoilers.
Yeah, sorry about that, people. But
it
hasn't happened, and they always change it. What do you think about Gabriel? Do you think he fucked up big time?
I fucking hate him, but at the same time, I think he's cool. I don't remember like exactly where it went in the comics, but I know that like his character did fucking mess up all those people, and
I don't remember I don't remember that at all. I don't remember Gabriel doing anything. I thought he just like kind of vanished and went to the background. I don't remember anything else happening to his character.
He did lock all the people out of the church in the comic, I believe.
Oh, okay. No, I mean like after the relationship with him and Rick and all.
Yeah, he didn't. I don't believe he went behind their backs and betrayed them. And then, what do you think of the idea of them making Douglas Monroe a woman in this? I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Fine, I like her. I like her character. I understand what she's there for. I forgot who she was playing. I think it was originally an older black man that she was
like
replacing.
Her husband. I don't remember. Well, I mean, in the comic, it's a guy, but I don't remember. Anybody like
I don't think they had a wife
building the walls or anything like that, but maybe I'm wrong.
Sure. I think I like them so far. I felt bad for the husband actually getting his throat slit. I felt bad for Noah getting killed. I didn't expect that to happen until
I liked him a lot. That made me sad. And then also, what's his face? What's his name? Nicholas, that asshole that tries to kill Glenn. What the fuck?
Oh yeah. But I felt bad for Noah because somebody spoiled it on Facebook. They were like, everybody eats Chris, or every zombie eats Chris, because that's what that kid who played Noah was. He was in a show called Everybody Hates Chris. And I was like, damn, I did not expect that. Yeah. And it was a pretty gruesome death, and I expected him to live longer. But once you see a character is having a nice moment, then they're dead. Because Glenn was having a nice moment too, and I was like, uh-oh.
You know what? Yeah, no, I know. But you know what's going to happen, though, is that, like, since they're going more with the comic feel, they're going to probably be killing off a lot more people a lot more quickly, because that's what the comic is.
So, predictions. What do you think's going to happen next season?
I think they're going to get into separate societies. They're definitely going to get into, like, that Negan warlord guy, and they're definitely going to have, like, a fucking, like, war.
I see good things, and I see good things, and I'm glad everybody survived it. Actually, I was surprised nobody actually major got killed. So with that, what's your rating?
For the whole season, or just these episodes?
This half of season 5.
I'm gonna give it. It really was so good. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Sasha masturbating on top of a pile of dead bodies.
I will give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Watching your friend's face get torn from the lip up. With that, Danny, what's the final word from Zombies?
Conquer.